Let us now understand how do we add fractions when integers are involved. So, two difficult concepts at middle school level, adding fractions and adding integers, will be considered in this particular video with six examples. I am Anil Kumar. Welcome to my YouTube channel and the website Global Math Institute. Let me thank all the viewers and subscribers for watching my videos and posting excellent suggestions. As per your requirement, here is a video which caters to the need of many of our middle school students. Here are six examples. We are going to add fractions, and these fractions are also signed with positive and negative, and we'll also review the integer operations as we move along. Some of you can always pause the video, answer the questions, and then look into my suggestions. Let's begin with the very first question now. So here I've kept it simple. All the terms are positive. So we have plus 4 over 5 plus 3 over 10. So we are adding two positive numbers. And what do we expect? We expect a positive number for sure, right? Now, simple strategy. How do we add fractions? So we have the first number, which is 4 over 5, which is positive, and we are adding another number, which is also positive, 3 over 10. Now what we can do, we can drop the positive signs as numbers without the sign are also positive, right? And plus makes it plus itself, and now it becomes a simple fraction to add. To add this fraction, we have to find what is the least common multiple for the denominator. We also call this LCD, least common denominator, which of course is 10. So we are going to rewrite these fractions with a common denominator of 10. How can you do that? Well, we have 4 over 5 plus 3 over 10. We should multiply the first term by 2's, right? So that is 2 over 2. As you can clearly see, 2 divided by 2 is 1. Multiplication by 1 doesn't really change any term. Perfect. So we have what with us? Well, 4 times 2 is 8. So we have 8 over 10 plus 3 over 10. That, of course, is 11 over 10. So we do get our answer, which definitely is improper fraction. It is a good practice to rewrite this as a mixed number. Well, sometimes improper fraction itself is also considered the final correct answer. But anyway, we'll change 11 by 10 to 1 whole 1 out of 10, correct? If I divide 11 by 10, 1 remains to be divided by 10. And so we get 1 whole 1 over 10 as the answer for this particular question. I hope it is absolutely clear. So that was kind of a review of how do we add fractions in general. Now let's explore more and look into what happens when the signs are involved. So this time we have plus 3 by 4 plus minus 1 over 6. Okay, so we have a fraction 3 by 4 with a positive sign. We have to add another fraction with a negative sign, minus 1 over 6. Now, minus 1 over 6 is relatively small as compared to 3 over 4. So we expect a positive answer, right? Okay, great. Now, we can actually open this bracket and rewrite this expression as 3 over 4, positive, no need to write, and plus and minus when you multiply gives you negative. That is what we learned in integers, right? So we are now using both the things, the concepts we learned earlier. And now we have 3 by 4 minus 1 over 6. Next step is to have a common denominator. So the lowest common denominator is what? Well, it is 12. Well, some of you will hurriedly take 24. 24 is not wrong, but it's not the best practice. So we'll keep the lowest common denominator, which is 12, right? The multiple of 4, 4 times 3, 6 times 2. Both have a common multiple of 12. So let's rewrite this expression, which is 3 by 4 minus 1 over 6 in terms of denominator of 12. Means I have to multiply 1 by 6 by 2 and divide by 2, and the first one we have to multiply and divide by 3, which gives us 9 by 12 minus 2 by 12. And 9 take away 2 is 7, and we get 7 out of 12 as the answer, which, as expected, is positive. So I hope that is absolutely clear. So, with two examples, we have seen how to work with integers and fractions together. Great. Let's move on to the third question. I hope the concept is absolutely clear, right? Feel free to write your comments, and in case you want to learn directly from me, you may send an email to globalmathinstitute@gmail.com. Now we are moving on with two integers being added. Minus 3 by 4. I should not say integers, signed fractions. Okay. So that is the first term plus minus 1 over 3. Let me rewrite by opening the bracket, right? So we have minus 3 by 4 and plus times minus. The opposite sign, when you open, it becomes negative. So we have to basically subtract 1 by 3 from minus 3 by 4, means more negative, right? So we do expect an answer which is more negative. So what is the lowest common denominator? In this case, it is 12. So you can kind of cross multiply. 3 times 3 is 9. So we get 9 over 12 minus 4 over 12. Makes sense? Because the lowest common denominator in this case is 12. To make the first term as 12, I have to multiply and divide by 3. And for the second term, I have to multiply and divide by 4. Makes sense, right? Now it is simple. Two negatives. Minus 4 minus 9. When you add them up, you get minus 13 over the common denominator of 12, which when you divide by 12, you get 1 whole, and you're still left with 1 to divide with 12, and that becomes your answer. So you see, when you're subtracting, right, it happens to be a negative number, as in this particular case. I hope these steps are absolutely clear. Let's take up another question. Once again, it is very similar. For the last example, I would like you to pause the video, answer this question, and then check your solution. So, while we learn the techniques, we should also practice them as we move along, correct? So, let me just rewrite the question. Well, there is a slight difference as I noticed. Minus 3 by 10, that is okay, but here we have two negatives being multiplied. So that changes the sign to positive, right? So we get positive 2 out of 5. Perfect. To make the common denominator of 10, we will have minus 3 by 10 plus multiplying 2 by 5 by 2 gives me 4 by 10. So we have to now do minus 3 plus 4 or 4 minus 3, which is just 1, right? So we get 1 over 10 as the answer for this particular question. Makes sense, right? Right. So first step here is to open the bracket and then write it in simplified form. Second step, take the common denominator and get the answer. Perfect. That brings us to the last two examples. Now this time, the first number taken is negative, and in between we have positive negative signs. How are you going to do this? Let's rewrite the question. We have minus 5 by 12 as the first number. We are going to add minus 2 by 3. So open the brackets. So we get minus 5 by 12 plus and minus opposite sign makes it negative 2 over 3. Common denominator is 12. So first term remains as 5 over 12. The second term you can multiply by 4 and you get minus 8 over 12. Minus 5 and minus 8 is minus 13. We get minus 13 over 12. When you divide this, you get 1 whole and, of course, a negative sign and 1 out of 12, right? So that is the answer. Perfect. Let's move on to the last question where we see all the negatives, right? So in this particular case, let's rewrite the question. We get minus 5 over 8 as the first term. Take away minus 5 out of 12. Let's open the brackets. Minus 5 by 8 plus 5 over 12, common denominator. So, how do you find the common denominator? Well, 24. 2 times 12, 8 times 3. So, 24. So, we can multiply the first term by 3. We get minus 15 by 24. The second term by 2. We get 10 over 12. Minus 15 plus 10, oh sorry, over 24, right? I got to multiply the denominator also by 2. So basically, we are doing minus 15 plus 10 or 10 minus 15 and the common denominator being 24. So that gives us negative 5 over 24 as the final answer. You see how easily we did all the 6 questions. So the concept is very simple. Apply the techniques learned in integers when you multiply two negatives, right? So let me just make a small table here for multiplication, right? So if I have, let us say, something which is positive and negative, when you multiply two positives make it positive, two negatives also make it positive. However, if you have opposite signs, positive times negative or negative times positive, it becomes negative. So that is what you have to do while you open this particular bracket. This is a critical part. Once you do that, apply the strategies you have learned to add fractions, and there you go with the right solution. I hope it is clear. Feel free to write your comment, share your views. If you like and subscribe to my videos, it'd be great. Thanks for your time and all the best.